Hi there, welcome again. Thanks for tuning in. Coming to you live from Paris Blockchain Week, where we'll be talking with the biggest key opinion leaders and the most impressive founders in the space. Here I have Andrew from Blockdaemon, right?
Yes, correct.
Can you introduce yourself? He's Chief Revenue Officer at Blockdaemon. Tell us, what is it that your job actually entails?
Yeah, so as Chief Revenue Officer, I'm responsible for all of our revenue lines. We look after our customers, our partners. I'm thinking deeply about our new product launches and the revenue they generate and how we monetize into the market and how we ultimately have a really happy set of customers, right, that enjoy using our products and services, and we've got the optimal monetization strategy. At Blockdaemon, we started life in nodes and APIs, so very different commercial models as well. Like nodes is a sort of cost per node per month, annual contract construct. APIs is in consumption, compute units, and we keep iterating on that sort of revenue model as well. We then moved into staking, and as you know, staking is a percentage of reward share generated. So again, we've got a different revenue model as well. We then went on to move into MPC, and we acquired one of the market-leading MPC companies, Sepio. So we went into key management, and then we've gone into wallets. And recently we just announced the acquisition of a DeFi integration company, Expand.network, right, which also then has API endpoints in a transaction model, mainly on the right side of things, and has another commercial model around read, which is very similar to our API model, sort of in a compute units, how much you consume. So you can see now we've got 4 really clear product lines, multiple different monetization revenue models. We've got over 400 large institutional customers globally. Nice. Ranging from Microsoft, Plaid, Revolut, into
big names.
Into exchanges, crypto exchanges. We work with the majority of the top crypto exchanges. We work with the majority of the top crypto custodians. And we've got a lot of institutional customers because we've got Citibank, JPMorgan, Goldman Sachs, SoftBank, etc. on our cap table. So we've got some large traditional finance customers as well.
So then how do you balance short-term revenue goals in this decentralized infrastructure?
Yeah, it's a great question. I spend a lot of my time thinking about this as well. Obviously some of our products are a very long-term sales cycle. So if we talk about our Build a Vault, MPC, SDK, that into traditional finance is an 18, 24-month sales cycle. Okay. So then conversely, you talk about staking, crypto native, hey, it's a couple of weeks. Right? So, we're constantly looking at the market, our pipeline, our customers, and working through how do we manage this as well. It takes a bit of management, but we consistently are able to deliver on our revenue.
So what would you say was the biggest hurdle to come at this point after all those challenges that you overcome?
So I think Q4 was great, right? The market was great, sentiment was great. Right now, we been working with our customers and working on projects, and we've partnered on many deals, and we thought the revenue line was one thing, it's now another thing. So these are the challenges with tokenomics and tokens, right? The good news is though that when we partner with protocols or foundations or on the token side, as the token prices go down, it is what it is, but as it comes back up, you participate in the upside as well. So that's really good.
Okay, good to know. So, and with institutions coming more in cautiously post-2022, how have client demands shifted over time?
Yeah, what we've seen is clients get much more mature in their buying processes. Even on the crypto native side, much more structured, run more governance, actually run an RFP type process, because traditionally crypto native wouldn't do these things. So we've seen a lot more maturity and structure and process come into the buying patterns in the markets. I joined Blockdaemon in January 22 to build out the APAC team for our CEO Constantine. So we built that out, built a great revenue line, a great team, largely in Singapore. We've got some folks in Japan as well, and Malaysia, and then have moved. I've just recently moved to Dubai, and in my CRO role, looking after like our global revenue teams. Yeah. So what we can say is definitely more due diligence questionnaires, compliance questionnaires, more deeper thinking. Hey, how do you run your Ethereum relays? Are you OFAC compliant? That's a big deal for us. That's really important, right? How do you do security? How do you do your key management? Yeah. I think, as we keep seeing incidents in the market, customers are getting more and more mature. Those incidents drive the industry forward. I know, even though a lot of times we speak about them and not good things, but people learn really quickly from them, which is great. Yeah. So, and then I'd just say generally market maturity. Large exchanges, custodians are getting very mature around their buying decisions and how they do this. Yeah.
Okay. So you said people are becoming more mature. Can you give me an example of how they act and react?
Yeah, well, so I think when I started specifically in APAC, we were educating the market on what is staking. Yeah. When I say staking, I mean proof of stake, native token staking for a specific network, like Ethereum staking, Solana staking, Polkadot staking, etc. Right? So I think when I started, we were trying to educate the market on why would you stake, right? And then there was a lot of people like, is staking DeFi? Is it not DeFi? From our perspective, it's an operation to provide security for a blockchain network, right? Okay. Yeah, so I think that conversation, it took us at least a year in APAC to really roll that out. People knew the node business. They know what a full node is. They know they need RPC. And then now, you're getting more mature questions around, hey, I want to stake. Help me understand how the protocol reward rate works.
I always had the doubt that, of the fear that if I would be staking, that there was a chance that I would lose my money. And that's why I always, held off. But now the market has more matured. I feel a bit more confident in staking, and probably from the perspective of normal average Joe.
Yeah. Well, we were the first globally to introduce insurance for staking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we don't insure. We insure ourselves. So this is important, right? We insure ourselves against any issue on technology and operations side, so that we can give institutions comfort. You can stake with us, and we've got the bases covered, right? Yeah. So insurance against slashing, double signing, technology operations. So we were the first globally to do that. And that was a big step forward. And that really opened the door for larger institutional conversations. And then I think, users working with the, custodians or top exchanges, they get to benefit, from our expertise, in that front as well. Yep.
For the next 6 months, what will be the biggest challenge for you guys?
Biggest challenge next 6 months? Good question. Yeah, really just working through the current macro environment and how that changes our prospect, partner, customer engagement models. I think that's something we've all got to work through as an industry, And then we're right on the cusp of a couple of large events. We think Bitcoin staking is going to be a big thing. We've got some announcements with Babylon and a few other, we work with Stacks. And we're working through a couple of the Bitcoin protocols as well. We see some strong interest there. And then, there's a lot of work happening on Ethereum L2s and, sequences and zero knowledge proof. These are the big things that we're working on the next 6 months as well. As we continue to iterate and deploy and evolve our current product stack, we're moving into things that allow B2C wallets to offer more staking, for example, make it really easy for those guys. Things like widgets, right? You can just kind of drag and drop staking.
Very easy.
We like the intersection of staking and DeFi. Many of our customers are like, hey, you've got a DeFi capability, you just bought a DeFi company, can you just give me one integration? I get staking and DeFi. So working through those things as well, just to make things simpler and easier for our customers, yeah.
Well, that's on that note, making it simpler and easier for customers and Bitcoin staking. So keep that in mind. And if you enjoyed this video and you want to know more about it, check bitcoinmagazine.nl, and there you can read the in-depth article and much more about crypto in general. So thank you, Andrew, for your time.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
Yes,
Great.
Thank you.